Welcome back live from McAllen, Texas. I am Stephanie Ruhle, and we are at a defining moment in our nation's history. And it is a moment created and controlled by the President of the United States himself. But here's the thing. We have seen moments like this before. You do not need to be a saint. You just need to do the right thing when you're presented with something horrific and evil. Think about this. More than 300 years ago, 4 men in Pennsylvania put their names and potentially their lives on the line, issuing a petition that began the slow, eventual march to end slavery. Just over 50 years ago, civil rights activists suffered beatings and humiliation from Alabama state troopers in several attempts to march from Selma to Montgomery. Their efforts pushed Congress to pass the Voting Rights Act. And on Monday of this week, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, a Republican, canceled a National Guard deployment to the border, calling the treatment of these children and families inhumane. And just last night, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, another Republican, introduced emergency legislation to end the family separations. A staunch conservative from a border state said all Americans should be horrified by the images we have seen this week. And Mr. President, I'm speaking to you. When you made your pitch to the American people asking us to give you the most important job in this country, you told us this.
I alone can fix it.
But you don't need to wait as long as those others did to affect today. Mr. President, today is the day. Today, you and you alone can fix this. Will you, Mr. President, fix this horrible situation? All you need to do is make one single phone call, or for that matter, use your favorite method of communication and tweet it. And my one message to all those CEOs out there who I speak to all the time who say, stop listening to the Trump rhetoric. He's just firing people up. It's the deregulation, it's the tax cuts that are going to be great for this country. Will I remind you, CEOs out there, the Muslim ban, Charlottesville, the treatment of Puerto Rico, and now the separation of families. Why is this happening? Why is this the policy of President Trump? Thank you for watching this hour of Velshi and Ruhle live from McAllen, Texas. I'll see you throughout the day. And now I hand you off to my friend and colleague, Andrea Mitchell, for Andrea Mitchell Reports.
And right now on Andrea Mitchell Reports, the cries of the children. While the immigration debate rages, we hear from some of the kids taken from their parents because of the president's new zero-tolerance policy. Crying helplessly, children calling for a parent, for an aunt. And where are the girls? The Homeland Security Secretary cannot answer why the government has only released pictures of boys in detention centers.
Where are the girls? Where are the young toddlers?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with those particular images.
You're saying that they are being well cared for. So how can you make that claim if you don't know where they are?
It's not that I don't know where they are. I'm saying that the vast majority of children are held by Health and Human Services.
And Republican revolt calls for the president to end his zero-tolerance policy are growing louder from former U.S. attorneys, from religious leaders, and from everyone from John McCain to Susan Collins.
Secretary Nielsen today said that Congress alone has the authority to fix that.
That is not the case. Otherwise, how could the previous two administrations have rejected this approach?
Okay.
Thank you.
That's amazing that she said that.
Good day, everyone. I'm Andrea Mitchell in Washington, where President Trump is resisting bipartisan calls to end the crisis created by his own administration, where thousands of children are ripped from their parents at the border, what pediatricians have diagnosed as intentional child abuse. We're hearing the helpless cries of these kids for the first time through audio taken last week and released to a civil rights attorney from inside a detention facility. This audio has not been independently verified by NBC News, but just listen.
Bueno, aquí tenemos una orquesta. Ya, faltaba el maestro.